All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the broadcast here. Once again, Breaky CPK, joined by Merlini here. And we are now our third game here of the day here for the European region, the Kiev Major Qualifiers. We have Elements Pro Gaming making their debut in these groups here, going up against Bears. Also making their debuts, but it's safe to say, once again, Bears probably one of these favorites in this matchup here, Merlini.
I would say so, but not by that much. I think Elements Pro, they have a lot of promise, and they are also quite volatile, and they have first ban Coddle, so they have actually played Dota in the last 2 weeks.
That's a good start.
It is a good start. It's a very good start.
They banned Coddle. They know something of what they're doing, yeah. No, it's a good start for them. I will say this, again, Elements Pro Gaming, they've actually, they're kind of similar to Alternate Attacks, where again, they're kind of when they were invited here, but as far as their recent results and stuff, they haven't been doing a whole lot. There's not much I can find them outside of the Pro Dota Cups once again. They did actually play at the Dota Pit LAN, but the only reason that they were there, to be fair, is because they were replacing a team, I think it might have been Newbie, if I'm not mistaken, that was supposed to go, but kind of last minute they had to pull out, so they're like, oh, let's bring EPG, they're nearby, so they got invited. They didn't do well as expected in that match, but or in the tournament, but still, a team that, you know, we'll see what they can do. Now, Bears, on the other hand, they're coming off doing pretty decent in those Star Ladder qualifiers. Their only loss of that event was actually to Team Liquid, who, of course, won the Star Ladder LAN in the end. So this is a team that a lot of people are expecting to do very well and have a lot of hype lately. But they have Slaughter and Darkseer to start off their lineup here.
It's a good starter. We've seen a lot of position 4 Slaughters, and they've had a lot of trouble getting their Blink Dagger, and a lot of trouble getting kills early. I think Darkseer makes your Slaughter so much stronger, because you can just, like if you dual lane off lane, you can just Ion Shell him. He can farm creeps, or he can go gank a lane, and he actually does a lot of damage with the Ion Shell on top of him. Yeah. So that is a way to enable your Slaughter to not be useless. I think Slaughter had like a really low win rate, like 40% or something across a couple of lanes, but I think it's kind of deceptive because he's first picked a lot, and then you're like, oh crap, we just need to dump him into the support position, and then like sometimes teams don't draft really well around him because they realize that they want a different, you know, they want to change strats later on in the draft. So I still think Slaughter is very strong and worthy of first pick.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the trend in a lot of these events lately, so really not expecting that to change too much here throughout this tournament as far as a top priority ban, if not being one of the first picks, of course. So, but yeah, with the Darkseer, that Ion Shell harassment could be annoying to deal with. They go Weaver on the other side with the Rubik pick for support. They also ban out a Meepo here and an Alchemist, so it seems like they're kind of focusing on that mid player. Fata, I believe, their mid role, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if he plays Meepo.
Okay.
Did he play Meepo in the? I've never seen him play Meepo before, but I could be wrong in that. I will double check.
Nahaz is here. We could maybe try to get him real quick now.
Let me double check.
All right.
I've never seen him play Meepo, and I'm looking through his last games, and there has been no Meepo.
All right, so maybe an oversight there.
I think sometimes it's just a better be safe thing. He does play Alchemist for sure.
Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that one makes a little more sense then. But the third pick here for Elements Pro Gaming on the other side is Ogre and OD, the bands coming out from Bears with Ear Spirit and Centaur. Could have one of many options, of course. Weaver, you know, there's potential to see him as a support option himself, but I feel like more of the core Weaver is what we should expect here.
Weaver support is very rare nowadays, especially now that Drow is all but gone. They have a Slaughter, though, to deal with Weaver, so not that big of a deal. I like the Rubik to cover the Weaver, too. You'd never really want to give away Rubik if there's a Weaver on your team. Stealing Shikuchi is GG.
Yeah, that's a great tool. You'll see those Rubiks, if they happen to be in the matchups, taking that away from them in there. Or getting it for themselves even, and yeah, using it effectively.
Yeah.
Move around the map and harass and whatnot, so. Ooh.
Abba Weaver. Nice offlane. It is. Weaver is generally not that strong against Sora, but with Abba, it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
You get him out of stun lock so he can time lapse, and you take off the Amplify in one spell. And he can also like Shikuchi into the backline and pop the Aphotic Shield. It's incredibly strong.
Always like to see it. And how do you pronounce it? I say Abaddon.
I think it's. I looked it up once, or someone looked it up for me.
He pronounces it himself. What does he say?
Abaddon.
Abaddon.
I think it's Abaddon.
Reserve time.
All right. Well, I'll try my best. I say
Abaddon a lot, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Abaddon.
Don't hurt me. Wisp coming out on the other side for Bears as a support. Always fun to see a good Wisp.
Who's Wisp going to be partner with?
Yeah, they don't have one yet, do they? I guess Ursa. Tidy comes to mind.
Ew,
Classic.
Ursa, it could be DK, actually. Fada plays... If you're not too familiar with Fada, he plays the mid heroes that, if you're a mid player, you just dread playing. He plays OD, Viper, Razor, Alchemist, DK. Those are probably his top 5 most popular heroes in mid. And I play mid a decent amount, and those heroes are just shoot me now. Those are so boring. Why am I even playing Dota? But sometimes they're really, really good, and he plays them really well.
Okay.
I don't know what it is about the boring heroes. Maybe no one else wants to play him ever, so he gets all the practice with them. That's kind of my philosophy on it. But he is just disgustingly good with those heroes.
Yeah, as you're getting at though, you have to have some kind of partner, right, for that Wisp. So perhaps we'll see that with the 4th pick here.
You'll see weird stuff too. Sometimes you see IO LC in the off lane. Don't like it here, but it is pretty common with the Wisp. You'll see Wisp Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. That's by far a little bit more common, I would say. What else do you see? I don't really like SF too much here. I would definitely. I don't know. For some reason, DK just sticks out to me. They have all physical damage too. Ooh, it's Morph.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a combo.
That is pretty good. But I also do not like picking Morphling into Rubik. Rubik, all his spells are really good to steal. He doesn't have that much agility, so the Adaptive Strike is probably the worst spell, but it's still pretty good. Morph is incredibly good on Rubik. Waveform is incredibly good. Replicate, you pretty much won't get a chance to steal.
Interesting. Okay, so the Morphling coming out. Is this going to be Fata Morphling, we think?
I don't see him playing it very often.
Okay.
He's more the, I don't know, the Razor Viper DK, the ones that's in the front line doing a lot of damage or farming a lot.
Gotcha.
But not around the Morphling for some reason though. It's usually Alchemist is usually the only farmer that I really see him play. Naga Siren really not up his toolkit either.
A Banna Ember Spirit could have been an option there. So taking that option away from them. Invoker is still on the board. Well, that's something that he may be comfortable playing as well.
It's decent. It doesn't synergize that well with IO though, so that's the only reason why I don't like it. Morphling's also nice because he has a lot of armor when he switches Mass Agi. A lot of armor plus IO. Unkillable.
So, they finish off. Speaking of unkillable, actually, Wisp, another kind of tether partner that I know is pretty unique, is maybe the Bristleback. It's coming to mind, but now that they have the Morphling, probably not going to see something like that, of course.
You don't see Bristleback very often. I've seen Complexity pick it a few times, but other than that, just non-existent almost. Even with Keeper being picked. Keeper Bristle, one of the best off lanes.
That would be fun, but not going to be seeing it here. A lot of reserve time being used up to think about that ban, the Tinker ban. Coming out, so don't want to have to deal with the constant moving of a Tinker. Guess maybe figure they don't have the greatest catch for him, so preventing that option. Another final pick, which again we expect to be that mid, and ooh, they go Timbersaw.
Fada's Timber's pretty good. Well, not the best Timber partner. I wonder if they're actually going to put Fada in the safe lane and do IO Morphling in the mid. I guess it depends on what Elements Pro picks next. They could easily do Jug in the mid lane. They don't really have a good way to kill the IO, I guess. Maybe the Weaver plus Abba can kill him. No way to kill Timbersaw. How do you kill Timbersaw here?
No.
Silver Edge on Jug? Probably one of the only ways.
Yeah.
Tinker would have been good, because he does no physical damage. Slark?
Okay.
Slark versus Timber? Oh, this looks...
He gets Silver Edge. I mean, there's that.
They have Darks here too, though, to back him up, and IO to heal him. I don't know. I don't really like Elements lineup very much.
Well, that also means that Juggernaut will. I guess I don't know exactly, but you figure Slark's going to be in the short lane, right? So
yeah, they might do something weird though. I think both teams might change up the lanes based on the Slark pick. Slark, you don't want to be matched up versus Timber or Darkseer for that matter. Where is Slark gonna go?
Yeah.
Two of the 3 lanes are just terrible for you. You could put a mid, I suppose, versus the IO Morph, but even then you let the Morph farm. I don't know.
Not the strongest pick there to finish off.
10 seconds.
Sounds
remaining.
like so. EPG
It's good at killing some of the heroes, I guess.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
You can steal stats because Timber never dies. Nice. Excellent.
There you go. Add up those Essence shift charges. Become unkillable then. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be quite the rough time right here. Well, we'll get a better idea of what the lanes are looking like.
He fought us going safe lane. He has a clarity. Clarity you don't get in mid. So I see him going safe lane. So I wonder if they're going to try and dodge with the Slark. Yeah, Wisp Morph is like really good in mid lane here because there's nothing that can deal with it. OD I think is one of the better ones at dealing with Wisp Morph. SF is also pretty good too, but like Jug is useless versus Wisp Morph. You can kind of get a poor main shield and farm a little bit, but it's still going to be really tough.
Wow, Slaughter gets up here really quickly and gets that Observer Ward down deep into the jungle. Not going to necessarily see the bounty rune itself, but very, very aggressive placement. See any rotations coming out throughout the jungle, perhaps.
Block that spawn.
That's true.
Make Slark's life miserable if he can't creep pool.
30 seconds.
They... Swift Ending plays a lot of Slark, though. He is, like, Slark spammer to the core.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Now that you mention that, I think I've actually heard that before.
Yeah, you know, he is, like, he's Slark nonstop. So I'm sure he's played against Darkseers before. Ooh, yeah, Slardar running in with Ion Shell and Crush. LeBron Dota. Is he going to get stumped? Whew, he was right about to get crushed. Easy 3 bounty runes.
No, they actually got the bottom one down here because they box out Fata, actually, and there we go with the Shikuchi in. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be getting a kill with that level 1 reactive armor here, but they're going to try to apply a lot of pressure.
Too
Look
close
at this
to
block.
tower.
All right, he's good. Make him use the
sub up, though, yeah.
There we go. Gets the regen out, and so, yeah, good job at least keeping it even with the bounty runes at least. So, Juggernaut does end up mid. It's going to be Juggernaut mid versus that Morphling and the Wisp nearby, of course. Look at this aggressive dual lane, though, yeah, with the Darkseer and Slaughter. So, that Ion Shell, it's going to be difficult to deal with. Oh, the Crush going to miss there.
Got the range creep.
That's something out of it. Yeah, that Soul Ring recipe in the inventory of Darkseer, of course. But yeah, Slark seems like it's going to be quite the difficult time, as expected here. But bottom lane, they have the Weaver Abaddon. That's...
not an easy lane for Timber.
Not an easy lane for Timber. There you go. Is Weaver actually playing support? He is, isn't he?
He usually... yeah.
Maybe? It's hard to tell with the items, I guess, but... I feel like, is Mitch the one to even get in the farm here? Looks like it. Oh, one. That's one last hit.
Weaver's way better at harassing the Timber because he's more elusive and he's better with the shield. But I don't know. Well, the Curse of Avernus from the Abba should be pretty good. Fada's taking a lot of damage. So much damage.
Top lane Yapzor, he's just standing in the front grounds with that Ion Shell, of course, allowing Darkseer to really free farm up here. And
Swift Ending has a lot of CS, though. He has 5 CS. That's pretty good for the Ion Shell dual lane.
yeah, Quelling Blade is queued up for him. They're definitely going to help with some last hitting, but let me see LeBron Dota. He's also finding it difficult to be all too useful, but middle lane Cole, he is 8-1 despite being pretty heavily pressured right there. So seems like despite for the circumstances, actually managing some decent CS.
Bad rune luck for Elements Pro as Adam gets the haste rune on top. Jug was actually scouting out the bottom rune. So let's see, what can they actually do with this haste rune? Pressure the Juggernaut more, I suppose?
Oh, Fata missed the Timber Chain, by the way. The tree was dead, and he is going to fall as a result. The first blood comes out. Yeah, he went to Timber Chain right through these trees, and he didn't connect onto anything, so that's a miscue there. And they get first blood.
Not the quickest TP from 343. Not the greatest communication from Bears. They really need to make sure this Timbersaw doesn't chain feed in lane. He needs to at least get level 3, I would say, for the level 2 reactive. He doesn't have the poor man shield up either. Probably, I don't know. It is a little bit weird that he got the main going to clarity, though, because you don't need mana if you skill reactive early. You only need mana if that looks weird, really weird.
Yeah, he's just running around with the haste.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the Whirling Death as you're getting at it there, yeah. So
he's not going to get Whirling Death until like 4 at the earliest, I would say. And like he's having a lot of issues getting. Oh my goodness, yeah, this lane is so strong.
Yeah, it really is. You mentioned with the Aphotic Shield, you put it on the Weaver, he goes in, the explosion comes out. That Curse doing work as well. So
they also have double orbs. They have the Orb of Venom on the Abba and the Orb of the Blightstone on the Weaver. So yeah, a low armor hero like the Wisp is just done for. Their lanes are actually going not great at all. Slark is doing pretty well in CS, pretty close to the Darkseer. Jug is doing about as well as you would expect in the mid lane versus the Wisp Morph. But bottom lane is just terrible for Fada.
yeah, I guess that's where it's all right though for Varus, right? Where it's Timbersaw is the one he probably has the best chance ultimately maybe dealing with this, even though he has died once. You are allowing free farm for your Morphling again, and Darkseer again having a good time up here. Allow him to get the earlier on mech, of course. The Arcane Boot's a nice combo. Is going to be a good sign. So Timbersaw can recover.
LeBron denied the bounty root on top.
Did he?
He was like too far away to actually get it, so he lifted the Slaughter out of it and just denied it. That was kind of cool.
I can't get it. No one can. Bottom lane again. Fada will fall though. Mitch with that Aphotic Shield explosion. They do get the turret kill on a Weaver as the Yapster ports in, and the tower assisting right there. So positive coming out for the Radiant side. Middle lane, Cole. Getting chased down by Firo. He has a TP coming in, though, and with a Shrine Pop, Firo not going to be as deadly anymore. Or he still wants to keep going in, but even another TP from Weaver, and they're going to go away at him. It's kind of a distance now. With that tether, he's going to be run down, but there's the tether. Spin comes out. He should be fine, though.
Blightstone on Morph. Don't see that very often, but I do like it because you have a lot of right-click on Morph with Max, Agi, and it's really good for sieging towers, which you're generally doing in the early game, or even just hitting creeps in the jungle. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Slark CS is very good, 26 CS.
He would never make use of that Blightstone further than just the individual item, would he? As far as turning it into
Oh,
anything?
no, you don't get this, though. Not on Morph. Shotgun's too good. Agi is too good on him.
Get that Blade. Do lots of real damage. Fada once again having to play very defensive though, as Weaver making his way back in. Middle lane, Cole again taking good pressure.
He's also really good at killing the Jug too. Like he generally feels pretty safe with spin, but with the right click on with the Blightstone and a lot of Agi and the move speed from the IO, he can actually right click him down pretty hard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's scared.
Yeah,
for his life.
Juggernaut just really keeping that distance. And again, he has 21 creep score, so it's not too horrible, but clearly being out farmed. Top lane, vacuum in onto LeBron Dota here. Doesn't have a lift anymore. Will use a Fade Bolt, but the crush comes out, and the Ion Shell, the double Ion Shell, doing way too much damage. Meanwhile, Swift ending. Hoping not to have a Swift ending right here as the wall comes out, only catches the tail end of it. He's still on the run, but another crush coming out, and he will end up falling there. So Darkseer was picked off, obviously, but at least they get the kill onto Slark. More response. Yeah, not going to be able to chase, though. I don't think so. Yeah, no, Yapsor's fine.
Yapsor doing really well. 0 deaths, a couple of kills already. This is kind of the slaughter that the last 2 slaughters that we saw were probably hoping that they could be. I am in lag mode, too.
Yeah, that was a little bit of choppiness there. Okay, nice hiccup. Probably on our side, but okay, we look good now. But yeah, Firo, definitely the power tread's coming along. You mentioned the idea of that Blade. How quickly does it get? Does it get something like the Lincolns first, probably?
Lincolns this game I would prefer. Oh, wow.
Wow, they just stop on that. Comes at a cost, though, as the Omni Slash used in return. So, yeah, very aggressive right there, but he's on the other side of the cliff, unfortunately. That put him in a bad spot, so good job by Juggernaut picking up on that.
Yeah, he did not actually think he would die there. Didn't even pop his Blightstone or his stick that did a lot of damage. I think he was in pretty heavy agility, 740 HP, which means very little strength.
Yeah.
Not
Not too tanky. A Wisp, he did have the tether up. I'm sure the overcharge was up, but obviously not enough to mitigate enough, and he does go down still. So that's got to feel good for Cole, too, again, especially with the last hitting and what's been going on here. So
free bottle refill, though, for Morphling. Or for Wisp, at least.
Positive way to look at it, I guess. As the outcome there. Darkseer, though, again, continuing to do a very good job at the top lane. The Buckler recipe even in his inventory, but yeah, that mech is coming along. As he's just going to run down the Slark. How is Slark looking? Has his own power treads.
He's good. 45 CS. That's ridiculously good against Darkseer. I'm actually very surprised that his CS is that high, but You know, I'm sure he's played this matchup a lot of times.
Dirty Slark picker. I'm sure he's loved in the pub scene.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I see him a lot in the high-level pubs.
Yeah. It's going to be a tower kill. Juggernaut not going to risk any attempt right there at denying it. Meanwhile, Yapster, he's in pursuit of Weaver, but okay, he will actually get the double crush off as Abaddon comes in as well. You need to throw out some heals there. We'll keep him alive, and actually the ulti activated by Mitch of the borrowed time. We'll go for the turn kill to Yapster. The bug is up. Can he kill it in time? No, he cannot. He will fall, but at what cost for Abaddon? He goes down with a rolling death.
Oh, Vada needed that so badly. Finally, he has his arcane boots.
It's got to feel good. He uses it right away.
Yeah, and on the Tether to Wiz, that's like 400 mana for him. Great.
Oh, before that death, I was actually going to make note of it, but now it's completely changed. But yeah, Abaddon actually, his net worth was looking really good.
It was. Yeah, I don't think he knows what to buy. He's like, what do I do with all this gold?
Yeah, this doesn't happen often. And he has 1,000 gold. Does he go kind of that route of maybe the utility support or something like the mech now to follow up the arcane boots? Or
I personally like Vlad's a lot on Abba because, I don't know, you just need to be in there as Abba. Get in there, get some right clicks on, get some curse on Avernus. He's actually very aggressive build with 2 points in curse and 4 points in the aphotic shield.
Yeah.
So he's built for running in. The mech, like, it's not really that threatening. The Vlads, you have more armor and you have more damage. Mech just gives you a little bit more armor. I really like the lifesteal too.
Does have a Juggernaut and Slark, obviously teammates could benefit, of course, from the Vlads there as well. So
yeah,
definitely makes sense.
Definitely good for the Slark since he's a heavy agility hero.
Weaver, or not Weaver, but Juggernaut in the middle lane. He's going to spin away from any more damage from the Morphling there. But you do see Morphling starting to pick up quite a bit, and it looks like that Lincoln Sphere is coming along, has the Ring of Health. Going to prove to be the choice here. Top lane, LeBron Dota, he's just hugging the trees. Doesn't have Slark with him currently. He's in the jungle working on that Shadow Blade, but they scan out actually. They know he's here. They're going to chase in the crush. Oh, we can't get it off in time. He's lifted up, throwing backwards. Now Weaver porting in, and Slark is making his way up here. He gets a double crush, though, and he's going to actually go for the TP. And they do not have a stopper at that point. Meanwhile, Wisp was picked off, though. Just below. It's actually found by Slark there, and yeah, I mean, this Slark, he's second in net worth. Again, he sounded really surprised that he was doing so well with the CS, and
yeah, now he's going to be a problem because he can actually just kill the IO pretty easily in the fights. So this game's not shaping up to be terribly great for Bears. Maybe the Morphling can apply a lot of pressure. Morphling, a hero that you don't really see doing too much in like the 10 to 20 minute phase, but with the Wiz, I think it's completely different. He can go in so deep and pressure heroes like Rubik and Juggernaut a lot more than you would be able to normally.
Yeah, top lane could have some action popping out here. Yapsor going with an Iron Shell, just going to take advantage of a jungle camp instead. That they were attempting to do on Elements Pro Gaming side, but take the resources from them. We'll put the Corrosive Haze in the background on a Weaver. And
they're ready to relocate on top too. They're waiting for an opportunity.
Oh, with the Morphling, yeah, he's just sitting nearby. Ready to go for that turn.
Or perhaps bottom lane. Bottom lane borrow time just used by Mitch as Fada attempted to go in deep on the tower, and there's a relocate.
Relocate coming in, and now Mitch in trouble. You mentioned borrow time on cooldown, but not going to be able to dive him enough. The level 4 Aphotic Shield, making him a little bit too tanky and with the tower presence. Unable to chase there, so a little bit of wasted time.
At least Elements Pro, they're very... You know, some teams just haven't played versus Wisp very often, and they're not ready for ganks like that. That's one that you would only know if you play versus Wisp a lot. Swift ending.
Should be fine here. Got the Crucifix, or the Crucifix, he's going to take it off with the Dark Pact Demon. Oh, gets vacuumed in, though. Maybe not as fine as I thought. He has to pop the Shadow Dance, play very defensively right here. One more auto attack as he comes out, though, could do him in, but no, he's going to be able to hug the tower. Gets the support from Abaddon. And the big turn kill onto Io, actually coming out with the Omni Slash. He is now forever on the run himself. Weaver in pursuit. Probably not going to be able to chase him down, though. So only losing the Wisp. Not the worst deal, considering all 5 were there in response. But
I think it's actually really bad that the Wisp is dying so much. Wisp is one of the most difficult support heroes to play because his positioning is very, very important. You have to be close enough to tether, but far away to not just die every time. and he is in that position where he's dying every single fight, and it's only going to compound once the Slark gets a Shadow Blade and Juggernaut gets more items and Weaver gets more items. Like, it's only going to get worse and worse for him. So like the sign that he's dying this early without that many items on the opposite team is just gonna, like, you want like Ghost Scepter, especially in this game. I think Ghost Scepter is really good. You want Glimmer Cape just so you can be that super elusive Wisp that's being a battery, but right now he is just feeding gold. 3 deaths already.
Just free gold for the other side. Yeah, even the urn would be nice to have, of course, but still trying to work on that. So yeah, being delayed quite a bit. Cole, meanwhile, bottom lane, Timbersaw has been really harassing him. I mean, we saw Weaver down here doing the same to Timbersaw. Kind of back and forth battles going on. And speaking of that Weaver, support Weaver, he actually gets the Medallion of Courage. So that's Solar Crest. Perhaps coming along, and they want to chase Fada here. Cole, he doesn't have an Omni Slash, so. Yeah.
Midas on Mitch. That was his item. Not bad, actually.
Really? Okay.
I think it's fine. Here.
I mean, that's going to ideally excel now, the farm, of course, but.
Yeah, I think the game has been slowed down a lot because of how well the Slark did on top. Like, they took down his tower not that long ago, and the CS is pretty high, and he has pretty high levels. So because they can't keep him down, like he's going to be able to get pick-offs. People can't farm as much as they would want to on the Radiant side, and Mitch is going to have more time to use this Midas than he would be able to in a normal game.
You see the level 10 talent for Abaddon as well. Gets a plus 25 damage here over the XP gain.
25 damage is so good, especially with 3 points in Curse and the Midas. That's a lot of attack speed. It's actually going to make pretty good use of that damage.
Yeah, be kind of a, so maybe a semi-carry of sorts, but a little bit more of a threat than obviously not having it. It's going to assist in pushing this bottom tower down and should be able to freely do it as the fortification comes out, but I don't know if they're truly looking to defend it. They are counter pushing at the top lane. And you do have Morphling making his presence felt in the middle lane, meanwhile. Let's take out that tower. He also has a Linken's coming out to him, so seems like Morphling, he's definitely doing not too shabby here. 8,200 net worth here.
Yep. He might be useless, though, if it was false. So that's like a pretty precarious, cliff/walk that you're looking. If your Morphling's very farm, but your Wisp is not, you're going to... He might like go in a little bit too deep, and then his Wisp can't heal him up because he's dead. And Swift ending.
Yeah, kind of watching that escape attempt right there. He even tried using the Shadow Amulet, so no Shadow Blade just yet, trying to be evasive, but they popped the dust actually, realizing that. And they ended up spotting him, and he ended up going down as a result. So very good turn kill onto him. I believe he was going for the kill himself first onto Slaughter. And meanwhile, in the middle lane, oof, Weaver has to pop the time lapse as he started to get low right there. The regen are going to be picked up by him right in front of the Wisp, actually. So. Snipe of the rune right there.
Convenient for them. Slardar's Blink Dagger timing 15.5 minutes. Pretty good for this sort of game, considering he's was pretty much been parked in top lane the entire game.
Abaddon.
Top jungle.
Yeah, it could be finding an opportunity here. Nope, Abaddon not going to find him actually. It's going to head towards the middle lane, so we'll see if that opportunity does come up though. He is going to be spotted here, so. Not going to be too much of a secret. He will ping out that double damage rune, but not pick it up, actually.
They probably want to attempt to Roach with it. Morphling with double damage is going to hit for 300 easily with the Blightstone, but looks like...
Yeah. The downside, though, he can't get the stun in time. Yeah.
That probably would have been worth it for Furo to actually TP2 to get, because I think they can do Roach very, very easily. Adaptive Strike to pop the Linken's on Roach, and then use the Corrosive Haze. You probably would have taken down in, I don't know, 15 seconds maybe? 15, 20?
Oh, they're still going to try it, even without the double damage rune. But, oh, top lane, actually. Darkseer running down Abaddon, if anything being a distraction here. While his teammates do the Roshan, so it's still going to happen at a decent rate, especially with the Corrosive Haze, but no double damage means it'll take a little bit longer, but it seems like they're going to get it, though.
They have the Observe reward over there, though, but Goji is not interested in defending it at all.
Yeah, you're right. They definitely know what's happening. Saw the tether coming out from the Wisp, so 100% aware, but they're not going to be able to make it in time. Even if they wanted to, they're kind of heading over, but that's going to be a Roshan kill. And thus an Aegis now for the Morphling, who does have that Linken's finished. And, oh, by the way, 2,400 gold saved up on top of that. So.
Yeah, that's going to be EV soon. It's going to be problematic for Slark. Slark's going to have to like use his ulti very, very early on in the fights. As a result, pretty scary for Elements Pro. Timbersaul's kind of just been farming bottom nonchalantly for the last 10 minutes after his atrocious start.
Yeah, he did not have a good start, did he? But now he's not looking too bad here. He's got the Bloodstone well in the works.
He'll have his Bloodstone actually when he goes to the secret shop, so no big deal for him. It's pretty good. 18 minutes. I think he died, what, twice in lane early?
He's 1-2-0 here, so yeah, it looks like that would be the case. Mitch, top lane. He's good. Just takes a crush initiation, using that blink dagger, trying to make more use of it, but maybe trying to get that borrowed time to be panic used. Not going to happen. He does end up getting the mech, by the way. He's going to be coming in with a vacuum, but there's that borrowed time. And he'll be good. So unless they get another reset in the next 50 seconds or so, probably not going to kill him.
LeBron in bottom. Fada dives him with the 8 of relocate.
Oh, but it might come at a cost here, the relocate. No. He is going to be fine, actually. We'll take him with him as spin out from Cole. Not going to be vulnerable himself, but middle lane. Slark actually getting caught right here. Adaptive Strike hits, force pop the Shadow Dance. Dust comes out. You see Weaver gets that corrosive haze. Has a time lapse though. If he's going to be gone right here, he's going to use it actually. Avoids the vacuum and goes the other direction. Well played there.
That was real close. Mitch had used his shield onto the Slark already. Mitch, no borrow time yet. Can he pop the mech in time? Oh my god, that was close.
And now he has the borrow time. So now looking to maybe set up a turn as Timbersaul's kind of pretty far up there, but no, he's going to Timber Chain away. He'll be fine. The wall kind of zoning them out, and that's an easy secondary tower kill. So yeah, that mech use.
That could not have been closer.
Just in time, really one auto attack from death there. But they get the tower kill, so still a victory really for Bears.
Yeah, they're making really good use of the Morphling with the Aegis. He is going to have EB. Lincoln's EB in 20 minutes.
Yeah. This seems like it's going to be a pretty early timing with these item builds. And then you throw the Wisp on top of that, so not only is he harder to kill, but the idea of the relocate for kills coming out with that F-Blade is, of course, a lot more real. As, oh, they find Abaddon in the jungle. He does not have his borrow timeout. Speaking of that, Morphling a part of that. No F-Play needed there, although Yapsor might fall as a result, but the sprint coming out. He's just far enough. Cole has Omni Slash, but no, he couldn't get off in time. The Blink Dagger away. And he manages to survive, and now LeBron Dota is going to fall in the background, most likely. Double kill for Firo. Top it all off. The momentum has begun.
Time to hit high ground. Abba, his Midas was on, off cooldown too. What a bad feeling. And no one's really dealing with this. I mean, Juggernaut's there, but what is Juggernaut really going to do versus Morph will just like right-click him if he comes up.
Yeah. Speaking of it, like, hey, yeah, you stay away. Adaptive Strike on the face, and that's a tier 3 tower. Getting vulnerable now. Again, they kill it, they can go for shrines. They definitely want that. Flank in the background from Weaver. He's just going to walk on by, though, and that will be the tower kill. Will they keep going to question? It looks like the answer is yes for now. Well, they melee racks. They don't feel scared. Morphling, he's just very beefy. He has the S-Blade. Now he's going in, and there's the quick kill on a Weaver. No buyback. That vacuum wall combo coming out. They're collapsed on top of it. They're just stuck right here. The racks as well. The borrowed time going off. The FPS drop is real. Swift ending. He will fall back, but a double kill in the back for Firo as he takes out LeBron Dota right there. And now they're going for the melee racks. They're trying to finish the game right here, right now. All of a sudden, Abaddon goes down as well. No buyback. Down goes Sark with no buyback. The Omni Slash, he's going to bounce around to so many targets, so he can't get any kills. That's an ultra kill for Firo. Okay, I thought it was going to go well there, but not that well.
They weren't even close to using Morph's Aegis, too. The Morphling just got uncontested farm, and you know, Juggernaut's been really, really weak in the games that we've seen.
That's true.
I think it's more the hero, too. Like, they don't pair him up in good scenarios. It's like, we're going to pick a core early that's good in most scenarios, but bad in some cases, and the opponents just make them look bad in the cases because they draft very, very well against it. Like, what lane is he going to be put in? He's, like, not that great in the Darkseer, but maybe it was because of the Slark pick. Like, Slark kind of had a lane top, for example. Yeah. There's Dezo and Morphling now, so 300 plus that minus armor. Yep, that's rough. Forever also had a godly vacuum wall that last fight.
Yeah. The positioning, they got trapped with the racks and the wall, so they basically had nowhere to go. Yep. Just stuck in the midst of it. A shock rim thrown on down. I mean, they're having fun. This is overtime now for Bears as far as fun time goes. They're basically camping the shrine, and when that's happening, or not the shrine, but the fountain here, and obviously, you know, this one team's so far ahead. So Bears, again, taking care of business. They're going to go right for the Ancient right here, try to finish this game the old-fashioned way. And I don't think EBG can stop it. I mean, Slark's dead. he can't help right now, and this is going to be an ancient kill, so it's going to go to Bears, and they start 1-0 themselves.
Yep. Moon tweeted out, Midas is a game-losing item right now, and I don't really disagree with that. It's you farm for what? He probably got like what 4 uses out of it, and then you just lose the game.
Yeah.
Like,
oops.
Great item.
Yeah, I don't know if another item would necessarily change too much, to be fair in this case, but it does feel like, hand Midas.
The weirdest thing was that they didn't contest Roche. That was by far the weirdest thing I saw in this game. Like, okay, you're just going to give Morphling, who's already mega farmed, just another free ticket to do whatever he wants to in this game.
I love seeing this post-game stuff, too, with the average. Like, that was barely above average, apparently. For Pharaoh. Hey, he got the Death Slayer, by the way.
Yeah. I think he might have... I think he sold his Blightstone, and then he picked up a fountain because it's the most damage-efficient item you can buy in the fountain. In the enemy fountain.
Okay. Without the shrine, the secret shop there, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
it was a rough game for Fada at the start, but Morphling came online way too early. Jug did pretty much nothing. Slark is just way too slow for this type of 20-minute siege, too.
Yeah, he got about 20 charges on that Bloodstone by the end. Yeah, talk about a recovery there for Fada. He had to be feeling pretty good by the end, despite not feeling too good.
Slightly below average, apparently.
Yeah, slightly below average, yeah. All right, guys, but that's going to do it, obviously, for this game here. Bears over EPG. So stay tuned, though. We got more coverage coming at you for the Kiev Major European qualifiers. Our next matchup will be, let me double-check on that real quickly. It's going to be EPG versus Alternate Attack. So that should be an interesting one there, to say the least. Obviously, just witnessing EPG here in their game. Going up against Alternate Attack, it's kind of another team. They both have similar stories. They haven't necessarily done a lot as far as tournament results, but they've been a consistent team as far as being a team for a while. So it'll be fun to see how they perform there, and that should be coming up next here on our broadcast. So stay tuned, guys. Once again, I was Breaking CBK, joined by Merlini. More coverage coming up next.